Mogged. That's exactly what happened to all the non-believers, friends. You've probably seen by now, we've had tariff talks, up, down, left, right, chaos to the downside and to the upside. I think it's most fascinating to look at this big, fat, juicy, thick green candle in the stock market. My gosh, I didn't even know it was possible to do this. My gosh. 13% of that. I did not know that was legally allowed to happen out here. Man, oh man, what a candle. My gosh. You put it on the monthly, what a wick, man. Whoa. I wonder, though, if this is still going to come back and do something later. I just wonder. I wonder. Many people think so. I've got some very yummy updates here for you, friends. But yeah, a lot of people did actually get mogged and mogged quite hard. Quite the mogging out here. So, look, man, this is what I've got this post here, friends. Like, look at this. Okay, so there was nothing more entertaining than checking your YouTube feed to see all the bearish scum call for 65K and lower Bitcoin. They're saying there was a recession, just literally minutes, hours right before the announcement snap up. All their videos and their tweets are still up. So I want you to remember this, okay? When Bitcoin goes back above 100K, they're all going to lie. They're going to claim that they were buying now. They weren't buying shit, okay? They're all full of crap, yeah? They're all full of poop, and they can all go eat a dick. They have subscribers to flex on because they're like, people are paying subscription money, yeah? So they have an incentive to always look smart to them. Where they're like, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm giving you sound, rational financial advice. Like, so you should be like only doing this with a 10-year view or things out here. And then I'm not held responsible if it goes down. But if it goes up, I told you this. That's what pretty much it is out here. So they've got to make it look like they can predict the future. But you can't be worrying about them, friends. But this is what makes the market. So like, I'm trying to help you, man. So the same soy boy, soy cabal, hunched back, brown tarnished, slipper wearing, bug eater scum who claim to have sold the top. Remember, they were saying they sold yesterday. Oh, we're going to get a recession. Bitcoin's going lower. Sell. Once again, you can go eat a big fat banana. They're literally just reversing it in a day. Oh, by the way, back on. Oh. You remember that? All they're doing is following the color of the candle. That's all they're doing. Don't forget this. Weekly candle color green. Oh, now I'm bullish again, guys. Oh, I'm definitely on the side of the winning team. Suck on that. Suck on that. That's greatness right there. Peg nipples will lead us the way. In some other good news of the day as well, friends, the PulseX Buy Burn has ticked up to 6.91%. So with the volatility and people trading, but honestly, who's trading, dude? Why are you trading? There's all these people trading up and down. Like I don't know why, but I mean, thank you. You're getting crushed. Obviously, you guys are getting crushed because I know 90% of people lose, and you're getting taxed every time you trade. You get the buy and burn is just ratcheting up. So I guess thank you, but I don't want to be saying thank you. I'm like we're saying like I'm grateful, but like you're losing. And remember, friends, I told you it's a believer's cycle, didn't I? Did I not tell you it's a believer's cycle? Believe in something. Here is me and President G with Matt, me and Matt, trying to sort out a deal for everyone out here. Told you believer's cycle. What does believer's cycle mean? So remember the theme, friends, the theme of 2017 cycle was just hold on for dear life. Yeah, no matter what the band, there was all the, like in 2017 cycle, I'll bring it for you now. Buried within these monthly candles, I'll show you right here. Buried within these monthly candles, you can't see them, friends, but buried in here, China banned Bitcoin. Again, they did bans. There's other bans out here. Korea did this. It's all banned and out here. Everyone's fees. The government's going to ban it. The government's going to ban. I'm not allowed to own it, right? That's what gave everything these biblical shakeouts back then. I actually show it to you more on like a weekly chart. There was these huge, scary times. You can actually see it more deeply on a daily. But yeah, this hold. It's like hodl. You see all that? And then in this cycle, next was Diamond Hands, the 2021. The theme was Diamond Hands, yeah? Diamond Hands, wag me, we're all going to make it. Even the JPEGs, we're going to make it, right? Now, in our cycle, it is believe in something. That's our cycle. I've even written it up here, right? So the first cycle, actually 2013, Bitcoin was FU money. So it was, doesn't matter what it's used for. I'm saying F you to the government. That was a 2013 cycle theme. This was HODL. 2017, Diamond Hands Wag Me. Now we are in Believe in Something. So you're seeing it right now, right? Things look really, really, really bad. And I kept saying, man, it's a believer cycle. So like, it's somehow just going to figure itself out. Don't I look really stupid? Yes. Don't sound really stupid. I told you, man, it sounds really retarded to be like, oh, something's going to just work itself out. You just got to believe, huh? What now? I mean, like, you know, you even have Donald Trump coming out. He saved the day with these tweets, right? Coming out here, the 90-day pause, and it's going to organize more things. So just giving you an idea, friends, like, you know, Trump basically tells everyone to get long. Golden age of crypto, no one believes. Everyone's getting shaken out. Don't get shaken out, friends. Don't get shaken out. This cute little gecko. Don't get shaken out, sir. Trying to shake, 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 shake. Thank you very much, sirs. Don't forget, friends, the bull market will end when we kill the final bear. All right? That's when the bull market will end. When you kill the final bear. Yes, that's when the bull market ends. Don't forget that. Yes, we got the final bear. What's it going to be? Uncle Peter Schiff? I don't know. Someone out there, they're going to be the final boss. Might be the US Fed. Might be the US Fed. They'll be like, you know what? Okay, we'll consider putting her in the treasury. Bang. That's all they got to do. They just got to say it. They just have to say it. They don't actually have to go and buy and do it. They just have to say it. Because everyone's not going to sell on that. They're going to go, okay, I guess I'll sell when the Fed starts buying. They never buy. They just say they will. I'm just guessing. All right, and I have more of my exotic top signals. Uncle Bobby, friends, has shared this post here. Now, if you remember, Uncle Bobby sold a third of his Bitcoin to manage risk. And it's interesting. This post comes out shortly. I think he's talking about how. So actually, I'll show you right now. Just he thinks that stock market still goes lower. Markets force their hand, and sellers likely are exhausted. Mid-cycle bounce for a few weeks. S&P 500, but intermediate trend is established now. So he still thinks there's a revisit later on. It could happen. Of course, it can happen on that cycle low. Can happen to do that. Also, shout out to Mr. Meme Slayer. Johnson & Johnson to $1. There you go. That's gold. That's gold. You're up at 4 a.m. reporting. Fair play. I'm not stopping until we all win. I don't care. I don't care if I die of a heart attack. I am not stopping until we win. That's it. Relentless. We're not going to get a cycle like this ever again. Next one might even be actually easier. I mean, you don't know what I mean. Okay? We're not... The information asymmetry, friends, is just... You won't know what I mean until much later, okay? Just promise me you're going to put as much effort as you can, okay? I was about to say going all in, but like, go all in with your time. You know, I can't tell you to do anything with your money. I know markets, man. They get harder over time. All right? It's not a family-friendly hard, right? It's a very non-family-friendly hard because the inefficiency, right? Which is your edge, it just gets thinner and thinner and thinner. All right, so hopefully we make it the other side. Now, Uncle Bob Loukas. So this post, let me just check when the post was made. Okay, the post was made before Trump's tweet, so it's a context. He said, Bitcoin should be ripping, but now it's anchored, not talking just this week, but sniffing it out for months. This should be a character-defining moment. Remember the chancellor on the brink. He's talking about Bitcoin was made in, let me show you the business ISM, right? Perfect time to show you this. Bitcoin was made here, friends. This is when Satoshi made Bitcoin and he encoded it, block 1 on the blockchain, chancellor on the brink of a second bailout. He's basically saying, look, man, they're always going to print money. We need something else. They're always going to print. That's what it is. So we need something that they can't actually stop, that they can't manipulate with their purchasing power. All right? We need something out here. That's where he's pretty much coming from. Yeah. So then he continues and he says, but we abandoned the core cypherpunk principles. We embraced mass TradFi custody. We welcomed the financialization of Bitcoin through paper claims. We cheered corporations hoarding Bitcoin funded by debt. We backed government involvement and adoption just because it made the number go up faster. We stopped pushing for self-custody and real on-chain peer-to-peer use. Uncle Bobby, I love you. No, we didn't. you guys did in Bitcoin camp. Okay? Don't say we. The altcoin industry, as fantastical and circus and dog shit and JPEG swirling as it looks and Ponzi-esque as it looks, they did not abandon these principles. No, they didn't. Okay? Bitcoin, do you have privacy? No. Guess what? Altcoin then have privacy. Bitcoin, do you allow peer-to-peer swapping of anything? No. Bitcoin, you don't. You have to go to a centralized exchange. Bitcoin, do you allow any anonymity of moving around anything? No. You got to go KYC, right? That's the main options. You don't build alternatives for people. Okay, you don't do that. All you hope is Michael Chad Saylor's 500,000 BTC stack gets to 1 million, and that he actually does when he one day, hopefully knock on wood, one day he will pass away and he never gets to sell it. But probably his kids, or it doesn't even, does he have kids? I don't know. But they're going to find a way to sell it. Okay, so that's what their strategy is. Oh, let's do more leverage. We did not abandon it. Okay, we didn't. Yeah. So, and don't you ever forget that, friends. Play some gentle angel music. It's true. It's true. No, I'm not just a human squirrel with long, luscious, golden locks out here. I'm here to tell you that. That's the truth, man. So, the thing is, though, man, to build that extra tech, you got to sacrifice a bit of the minor blocks decentralization part, which I guess in Bitcoin land is a big no-no. Okay, bro, but now you got a problem. Now everyone who owns your coin is part of the government. I know, friends, this doesn't mean much to you now, but it will look good when altcoins are pumping later and there's an alt season. Okay, it does. You're like, sorry, but I know how it, friends. I'm like, bro, we're looking at this pathetic Bitcoin dominance, which is done 4 green years in a row, friends. I'm telling you now. You know, everyone long here, I don't have any guarantees. Okay, I don't make guarantees. I'm just telling you now. Trust me, you have the weakest of weakest of weakest of weakest hands here. Weak squared. The interest rates are the highest they've ever been. Everything, Ethereum is the worst it's ever been. Like, I'm telling you right now, we're not going to get a bad setup like this ever again. Okay, it just went worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, that's, I guess, the silver lining, bro. You're long Bitcoin with your whole portfolio on the 4th green Bitcoin dominancy. My gosh. Wow. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to get cucked. You will get cucked. One day it'll come. And then I've also got another prediction. I'm telling you this why, so I don't fall into the same trap. Bitcoin, everyone's going to buy the Bitcoin dip too early on the Bitcoin dominance, and they're going to get cucked in wave 2. Okay, that's actually what happened in 2017, just to remind you. Let me go back. Let me just show you, friends, because, like, this might be what happens, like, contextually, right? But by the theme, all right? So it's actually here. So Bitcoin dominance went down, and then everyone thought, oh, sweet, you know, Bitcoin dominance is now bang, wave 2. This is alt season wave 2. That happened. Just took everyone by surprise, all right? That's why I do believe, now I don't know when, at some point this century, when this thing comes down, maybe everyone thinks it's over. Oh, sweet, it's over. And then bang, something like that happens, right? Wave 2. So, but that's why it's a believer's cycle. Wave 1's going to be scary. It will be scary because everyone's going to think it's over, but we'll see. So now I'm just going to continue Bobby's posts, right? Look, we stopped pushing for self-custody and peer-to-peer use. The Bitcoin that drew me in was defiant. It said no to TradFi, no to government. It was FU money, FU to all the dependencies. Friends, that's weird. I haven't even read that whole post, you know. I just saw his screenshot. I didn't even read his whole post. He actually used the term FU money, which, remember I told you, the 2013 cycle narrative was right here. Look at this. Bitcoin was FU money. You see, that was the 2013 cycle. When he heard about it, he was like, wow, that drew me in. So he was attracted to this cycle of like, wow, FU money, right? And then I guess I came in hearing about the hodl. You know, the hodl meme. I've never laughed at something this. I've never seen that before. I still remember. It was like popping your cherry. It was literally popping my meme cherry. I'm like, what am I laughing at? Like this weird finance thing. Like I never knew finance was funny. That's what crypto did, friends. Crypto brought humor and entertainment to finance. Before that, it was boring as shit. It's like, oh, did you see the 2% yield on that bond go up? would like to take you out tonight. So that's pretty much, everyone comes in, they hear something, right? All of you, pretty much most of you came in diamond hands, wag me. Most people came in, you all came in the 2021. So you got attracted to the whole hold at all costs, we're all going to make it theme, right? What's this one? Believe in something. So I almost guarantee, I definitely guarantee, there are people watching this man with peg nipples right now. I am reverberating future movements, like inspirations for people in the next generation, the next cycle. They're going to be defense. They're watching all of us right now. They're like, they just believed. They just believed it would work out. They held at all costs. It was the worst bear market ever. It never moved up. Pump fund was dumping on everyone, all these other things and trash, but they still held on and they believed the whole time. Look at XRP. Isn't XRP a perfect example? Believe in something. Did nothing. Skipped DeFi season 2020. Didn't do anything 2021. Popped up. Literally popped up. Believe. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out and it reverberates to the next cycle, right? F you to all dependencies. Reply guys will say, Bitcoin doesn't care. It's still that. But it's not. Bitcoin is what its community believes and practices. It's a mindset. It's consensus. That consensus will be needed in the future as attacks will come. The community will be meek. Friends, what he's basically saying is you've got so many weak hands in Bitcoin now, because so many people are in, that when it comes to the pressure of number must go up, they're going to capitulate in. They're going to say, hey, government, okay, let's not allow Iran to do this. Let's make sure people can do it. Let's fix the laws so that you can't dump as much or whatever it is, okay? So TradFi was always going to come. Inevitable. It's an open protocol. But why support it out of greed? Why encourage it and adopt it? Bitcoin will eventually rip higher. Price will go up, probably a lot. My point is dependency and correlation. The community is selling its soul. Sir, please play at the next window. So I imagine, that's like when I was first like skimming through it, I imagine Uncle Bobby. He's doing a monologue for the opening scenes of the movie. He's doing a monologue and, and he's just talking to the speaker in Macca's drive-thru. It's just like, he's like a 17-year-old kid, pimples on the face. He's like, hey, can you please just move on to the pay window, please, sir? Ah, man. So yes, friends, it's showing you it's this yin-yang thing that's going on. And look, we know this. But it's another thing to live through it as well. Because you see that, friends, you remember, Uncle Bobby knows how to be contrarian. Of course he does, yeah. What's actually happening is he's reading something, it's incongruent. He's like, damn, Bitcoin's so strong. Bitcoin dominance is amazing. Altcoins are so poop right now for a long time. Something doesn't add up. His brain, his heart is telling him something doesn't add up. Because Bitcoin's not building the cypherpunk stuff. Crypto is. Bro, we have PDI in the works, decentralized native stablecoin. We've got MakerDAO that works. We've got Uniswap. We've got Chainlink trying to save the Oracle problem. Yeah, a lot of there are centralization parts, but they're trying to help with a lot of things out here. They're building solutions. Yeah. Bitcoin's not doing any of that. Bitcoin's just literally get Michael Saylor in, tell everyone to turbo leverage long and get the government to buy. Right? And like, how long can that go on? Like, eventually people realize they're buying a $100,000 item and they want to buy something for 2 cents. Right? And you get your alt season. So it's almost like he knows the writing's on the wall. But that's for another time. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.